A lot of people ask who was Victor, and a lot of people could tell you that he was a smart, brilliant kid with an amazing future ahead of him, but only a few could tell you who he really was. Victor was the most selfless person I know. He would put everyone else's needs before his own. He was always the destined driver. No matter what, he would always drive us home, and he would always wait for us to be inside the house before he'd leave. He would always make sure we were okay, and if we weren't, he wouldn't leave us alone until we were. He was a clown, and everybody knows that. He'd find joy in everything, even in the worst cases, like when we were in Mexico. Victor and Carlos rented motorcycles without knowing how to ride them, and then Carlos drove right into a mural. You would think that that situation would have been taken seriously, and although there were tears running down Victor's cheek, it was only because he couldn't stop laughing. Victor's laugh could make any situation better. It was a cure to a heartbreak or to when any of us felt blue. One of the things I loved so much about him is how when he would get riled up or excited, he'd forget how to talk. Because of his braces, it would always make him accumulate a lot of spit, and he couldn't pronounce his words for 10 seconds or so. He would always get so furious about it because he wanted to say his comeback or make a joke, and he couldn't because of it. It was one of my favorite things. No matter what the case was, he was always there to help us. He never hesitated. There were so many times in high school where my dad had to work late, and I didn't have to get to my first class, but Victor would always turn around and make sure I'd make it. When he found out I couldn't take my dog with me to Korea, he volunteered to not only take care of him, but to also pay to send him to me in Korea. Knowing the expenses that would take, he didn't care. I never asked him for it, but he knew I needed it. He was a bright light, and I wish I told him that more. He was my biggest supporter. I'm sorry. And whenever he'd find out I got a new gig, he'd be the first one to congratulate me. No matter how small it was, he would always tell me how proud he was of me. He was that kind of friend. The kind that lifts you up when you're down. The friend that, as mad as they could be at you, they will never leave your side. He was loyal. I've been trying to wrap my head around all this. Understand how this happened, and why this happened. Trying to understand a life without my light. I never thought I'd have to speak about him this way. Victor always said he would be here. I believed him. Said I could always confide in him and always go to him when things got tough. But how can I go to him if he is no longer here? I miss you, Victor, and I want you to come home. Please come home. I need you, and I can't see living my life without you. Without you getting on my case for the guys I date, without our ridiculous fights, without our adventures. It was supposed to be just us. Me, you, Carol, and Alvin. We didn't need anyone else as long as we had each other. You promised me you'd be here when I came home. You've caused me a pain I believed I'd never feel. I'm living in a nightmare, and no matter what I do, I can't seem to wake up. I pray every night to see you in my dreams, to hold you, to hear you, to tell you how much I love you. I'm sorry I didn't say it enough. Victor, I'm sorry I wasn't there. I'm sorry you had to be alone. And I'm sorry that this happened to you. You didn't deserve this. You don't deserve any of this. You deserve to finish college and become an engineer. You deserve to see the world and experience its wonders. And you deserve to find a love to grow old with. You deserve to live. I wish I could take back time and switch places, because I wouldn't think it twice. And although I'm in pieces, I'm a true believer that you are watching over us from heaven. You gave me hope that people could be better. And you taught me how to be kind, even to my enemies. You showed me how to find happiness in the darkest times. You were an angel, and it brings me peace to know that you can finally go home. You are, were, and always will be my best friend. I love you, and I miss you.